Well, this is becoming quite a habit. And in fact, it may get worse. My husband tells me there is every chance that next Wednesday there will be no school because of severe cold. We'll see how that forecast turns out. But in the meantime, Josephine and I had class all to ourselves today, and that was okay. She got some writing done, we got to confer, and I got to at least plan what it is I want to talk to you about. And there are two things. There's upcoming assignment, and there is the ongoing assignment of developing your thesis statements. I'm really still not happy with how much you're trying to cram into a thesis statement. They should be really very streamlined. And so I have spent this evening going through several reference books and textbooks and handbooks, and they all seem to think that you think a thesis statement is the same thing as a topic statement. I know you know the difference. So I had to kind of invent my own exercise for you to do, and I want to explain it. If I can find it, that's not that one. It's a two-part assignment. The first one, and this will be on the Moodle, these are 3 topics that I put together for year 1 because they're having the same problem. Their thesis, if it has 50 words in it when it should have 12, well, that's what's happening. At any rate, I gave them these 3 topics, and they were just to write a thesis, and it could be pro or con. It's on high schools should collect all cell phones at the beginning of every class. Schools should be segregated by gender after 5th grade, and schools should include dance in PE. And since I'm working on simple but comprehensive thesis statements, go along with the basic format here. Schools should or schools should not do whatever it is because of this reason, that reason, and that reason. And I want you to try to make those reasons umbrella terms, or what I'm trying to tell the year 1 kids, bucket terms. This is a term that a concept that all of your points can fit into. Okay. You can be more creative. Okay, that will be on the Moodle. That's one. Develop a thesis statement. The other one is a series of overdone thesis statements, and I want you to simplify them. There will be 5 of them, and I have 2 examples. But look for those on the Moodle. You will have to copy and paste them because they are very, very overwritten, convoluted statements. Embedded in them is a real thesis, but you have to scrape away the barnacles and get down to the clear thesis statement. And it's going to be interesting to see if you can do it. I had you all in mind when I wrote them. Okay, that's thesis. The next thing we're going to do, and this is going to take over 4 weeks. The flip chart we made months ago. This is when it comes into play. I want you to write a 1-sentence illustration for all the terms on this list. And you will have this. I'll open it up. And AP Rhetorical Vocabulary Examples. There'll be a date and then the terms for the date. Now, I will put the list of the terms up. I actually have one for you in each of your folders, which you do not have. 10 terms a week. I don't want you looking these up on the internet and finding already written sentences. I want you to develop your own. But let's see what I'm talking about here. let's go with anadiplosis. Okay, so I ask, what is anadiplosis? And the student answers are their examples. The waves surge upon the shore. As the shore loses sand to the sea all returns. One day you will return to me. Getting an idea of what anadiplosis is? My personal rule is to never fight someone else. But if you gotta fight, you gotta fight for your right to party. It means taking a phrase and bringing it through a sentence. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. That's a direct quote from Yoda. I should have used my Yoda voice. Beans, beans, the magical fruit, the more you eat. I should have read this ahead of time. The more you toot. The more you toot, the better you feel. So let's have beans at every meal. Thank you, Evan. Okay. The general who became a slave, the slave who became a gladiator, the gladiator who defied an emperor. That's the trailer for the Gladiator movie. At any rate, it's your job to add one sentence to our ongoing examples for every term. And like I said, we'll take 4 weeks to do this. There's 9 or 10 terms every week. And I want you to think of your own sentences. Okay. I'm trying to decide if we should start that this week or wait a week, but if there's any chance we won't have class again, we're just pushing it off too far. We have 13 class sessions between now and the AP Lit test on May 8th. I have a lot to cover. So, yep, we're going to start this week. The first 10 will be due on January 30th. Okay. There might be some other things. I have to look around and see. I want you to each submit to me a list of any dates you have coming up between now and May 8th or 6th, that any weeks of, when are your finals, when are you going away, when do you have tournaments or concerts or whatever, so that I know what weeks are particularly bad for you. I have a knack of usually picking them as the days to give you your worst assignments. So if I know ahead of time, I will try to avoid giving you the hardest things. What we have to decide right now are the dates due for the Transcendental Project, the essay comparing revolution to civil disobedience, and the sample chapter of Walden. Those are the 3 things that I have students do for Transcendentalism, and I don't want to stretch it out too far. So be thinking about what your schedule is like for the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, to the end of February. We also have the Jerry Ford essay contest coming up, which is a requirement. And be thinking about civility. Okay, I will post the actual homework list sometime on Thursday. Not early, because I'm going to sleep in. Okay, over and out.